today, Dom. A Victoria man is in jail accused of online solicitation of a minor.
Ganedo's pride of the tribe brings home hardware from the state marching competition. They're pumped.
Plus, 2 community leaders team up for a free event to help area teens.
I don't know if you felt it, but we had a little wind shift line that came through the area. We're going to pick up a gusty northerly wind for tomorrow, lower humidities, and not quite as warm. We'll also take a look at the long 7-day forecast to see when that cold air arrives. All that coming up.
And the St. Joseph Flyers look to get a big win over Second Baptist this Friday night. That's coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shawna Curry.
And I'm Don Brubaker. A Victoria man is charged with online solicitation of a minor sexual conduct. The DPS arrested 39-year-old Patrick Giles on 2 total charges. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $100,000 bond.
A medical issue is believed to be the cause of a 2-vehicle crash on the north side of Victoria this afternoon. Around 2:20, police responded to a crash at the corner of North Navarro and Glasgow. Police say the driver of a white Hyundai rear-ended a Tahoe at a speed about 40 miles per hour. They say the 90-year-old Hyundai driver was experiencing a medical issue at the time. He, as well as 2 people in the Tahoe, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, in response to a series of incidents tied to false threats in the Victoria ISD, 2 community leaders with 2 different backgrounds have come together to bring a social media celebrity to the crossroads.
Well, the goal is to remind students their actions can have a lasting impact on their lives. 25 News Now Sunrise anchor Carolina Astrain spoke with them at the event's venue to learn more.
Holy Gabbana is a social media celebrity who used to go by a different rap name before he turned to God and ultimately turned his lifestyle around. He used to do stunts on social media like jumping into a pile of Christmas presents displayed at a store or putting on brand new shoes and running out of the store with them.
Well, he gained lots and lots of followers from doing that, but in that he lost himself. And I think he can really speak to students about not just the here and now, but what those choices can do to you later.
Jody Yancey Sandoval is the founder of Teens Grounded. She and Victoria County District Attorney Constance Philly Johnson teamed up to bring Holy Gabbana to Victoria. Their hope is that students engage with a celebrity speaker.
And so this was an opportunity to have a positive event where we can include them in the conversation about how important their choices are.
Johnson says while she and Sandoval have different political views, they're putting their differences aside for the common good. Carolina Estrain, KV TV 25 News Now.
Here's more about the event. It's a free event for students 7th through 12th grade. The program starts at 2 p.m. this Sunday and goes on until 6 p.m. at the Emerging Technology Complex. Expect door prizes, breakout sessions, and dinner. You can learn more about signing up at crossroadstoday.com. Well, with the busiest travel season of the year just weeks away, here's our viewer poll question. Are you concerned about potential delays and cancellations with airlines this year? Your options are yes, I expect significant travel disruptions. No, I think airlines are better prepared this year. Or 3, I'm not planning to travel, and that number 3 is the top vote getter. In our viewer poll tonight, 79% of our voters say they are not planning to travel this holiday season. We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and thanks to everyone who voted tonight.
Well, Ganedo's Pride of the Tribe marching band brings home some hardware from the state marching contest. The band placed 2nd in the University Interscholastic League Conference 2A state marching contest yesterday in San Antonio. This is video when they learned that they won that 2nd place title. The Pride of the Tribe began the marching season by earning all 1s at the Region 13 UIL marching contest in October. Then advanced to the area marching contest where it placed 1st in the Area E division. That qualified the band for the state competition. This was not the first time the Pride of the Tribe reached the state level. Ganedo High School's band first advanced to the UIL state marching competition in 1981 with multiple appearances since. However, this year does mark the band's first appearance in the finals. Big congratulations to them.
Keeping that winning tradition going on the field there. That's a great job. All right, time to check in on our weather with First Warning Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis. Mac, has it dipped below 80 yet?
Yes, in fact, it's going to get nice and cool by tomorrow morning because about 8 or 9 o'clock a north wind kicked in, and that's going to bring in somewhat drier and cooler air tomorrow. A lovely day with lower humidities, lower temperatures, but when is it really going to feel like November? We'll be talking about that coming up a little bit later on. Back to you.
Lawmakers in the Texas House and Senate filed more than 1,000 pieces of legislation Tuesday, offering an early look at the issues they hope to prioritize when they gavel in for the 89th legislative session in January. One of those includes property tax relief. To read the full Texas Tribune article, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com. And of the more than 1,500 filed, the Texas Tribune reports that the property tax bills led the way. Last year, legislators approved a $12.7 billion package that included tax breaks for homeowners and money for school districts to lower the amount they collect in property taxes. Republican State Representative Cody Bassett of Angleton filed a bill that would eliminate property taxes altogether.
The second biggest number of bills filed early deal with abortion. The Texas Tribune reports Democrat State Senator Donna Howard of Austin filed 2 bills that would expand when a health care provider can legally perform an abortion. On the other side of the issue, State Representative Steve Toth filed a bill that would empower the Texas Attorney General to prosecute certain crimes, including election and abortion-related offenses. A similar measure did not pass last session. After 6 months of a steady downward trend, inflation has hit a bump in the road. A new index out this morning, and one watched closely by the Federal Reserve, shows the prices consumers pay for most goods and services ticked up a little last month.
One economic expert says this inflation hiccup could pale in comparison to what's ahead under a new administration. Laura Aguirre reports.
The Consumer Price Index out this morning from the Labor Department shows a 0.2% rise last month, which is a 2.6% increase year over year. The October reading is also a slight step back from the Fed's long-held goal of 2%.
Our policy stance, strength in the economy and the labor market can be maintained, with inflation moving sustainably down to 2%.
Chairman Jerome Powell announced another quarter-point drop last week, right after the presidential election.
We've learned from the election just how toxic inflation and high prices and high interest rates are to the American people.
Economist Larry Summers served as Treasury Secretary in the Clinton administration and is the former director of the National Economic Council.
The Fed has been in too much of a hurry to cut interest rates and much too much of a hurry to promise future interest rate cuts.
While Summers has concerns about the pace of Powell's strategy, many consumers had been waiting for a drop in rates to make things like homes, vehicles, and credit cards less expensive. Taking a closer look at the CPI numbers, energy costs appeared to stay steady after a string of recent monthly declines. Used vehicle prices jumped 2.7%, and airline fares also climbed 3.2%. One drop in something most of us use every week, gas prices, down nearly 1/10 of a percentage point across all fuel types. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
A local business owner is decking out the halls of the White House for Christmas. Tonight, a White House send-off was hosted for local florist and business owner Adrian Franco. And Astoria was filled with a charcuterie board and cocktails. Now, Franco will be decorating the residence area, kitchen, east and west wings, and the courtyard, just to name a few areas of the White House. This is his second time being selected to visit the White House. He feels honored and wants to share this moment with his family.
It really is an honor, and I can't explain really how good I feel and how excited I am feeling for this holiday season.
Franco leaves for the White House in 2 weeks, spending a week decorating the White House before returning home.
Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Port Lavaca Wave. The Extension Service gives healthy Thanksgiving food tips, and a local church is gearing up for Operation Christmas Child. You can read these stories and more at portlavacawave.com.
And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. All you have to do is hit the like button and click the notification bell. Well, stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 10, Tesla has another recall over a faulty part, this time on its Cybertrucks.
Also ahead, drought conditions in the Northeast are leading to more wildfires. About 1 in 8 U.S. adults have taken Ozempic or similar medications used to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity. A KFF survey done earlier this year shows that.
Now, while these drugs are exploding in popularity, they do come with some risks and are not for everyone. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to know if they're right for you.
It's a serious public health problem. More than 2 in 5 U.S. adults have obesity, putting them at higher risk of other chronic diseases.
For many people, obesity is a brain disease.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta spent the past year investigating what's called GLP-1 drugs, a class of medications that have been available for nearly 20 years and used to treat diabetes. Now they're helping hordes of people lose weight, sometimes off-label.
One of the ways these medications work is by essentially slowing down your digestion. So that allows you to absorb your energy better as opposed to just shoveling calories in.
But there are possible side effects, including nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and abdominal pain. These are typically felt when a person first starts taking the drug. Gupta says other rare but serious risks include stomach paralysis and pancreatitis.
For people who are taking it for medically necessary reasons, it seems to be a situation where the benefits outweigh the risks.
You may qualify for GLP-1 medications for weight loss if you have a body mass index of 30 or higher, or if your BMI is 27 or higher and you have at least one weight-related health condition like high blood pressure. Gupta says most people stop using it after 12 weeks, whether it's due to cost, side effects, or something else.
For a significant percentage of people, it just stops working for them as well. Whether it's a tolerance or something else, they just don't seem to get the benefit of it.
Gupta says this medication isn't a magic bullet to keep weight off. He says it has to be paired with exercise and a healthy diet. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Gupta says many people regain somewhere between 1/2 to 2/3 of their weight after going off these medications, but he says not every patient does, and most did not gain back all the weight that was lost. Well, another recall for Cybertruck drivers. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says Tesla has issued a recall over a faulty part that could cause the vehicle to lose power, impacting the wheels. The recall applies to 2,400 Cybertrucks built between November 6th of last year to July 30th of this year. Tesla says it's not aware of any accidents, injuries, or fatalities due to the issue. This is the 6th recall for the Cybertruck this year.
Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Cuero Record. Republicans dominate in the DeWitt County general election, and flags were placed on veterans' graves at Westhoff Cemetery. You can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com. Wildfires burning in New York and New Jersey now for days, and that's thanks to drought conditions in the Northeast.
New York's governor says conditions remain dire as dry air brings an elevated threat. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
The Jennings Creek fire blazing along the New York-New Jersey border, spanning 5,000 acres with only 30% containment. From the air, you can see this morning the flames inching closer to homes.
This is horrifying because I have nowhere to go. Where am I going to go?
The largest in New York State since 2015.
This fire alone has burnt 2,700 acres, and just a second fire has burnt 700 acres.
New York now under a statewide burn ban as officials try to prevent even more danger. Dry air, high winds, and drought conditions fueling the flames. Choppers picking up water from this lake to drop them over the flames. You can see ash falling and thick smoke filling the air.
Since early October, the New Jersey Forest Fire Service has responded to 537 fires. To put that in context, that is 500 more fires than we saw during the exact same period last year.
In New York City, the FDNY says firefighters have responded to 229 brush fires, the highest in the city's history. And further north in Massachusetts, the governor Tuesday asking the public to conserve water. Firefighters working to contain several fires. There have been more than 500 across the state since October, more than 10 times the usual amount.
And so many communities are battling their driest fall on record. Currently, drought is present in every state except Alaska. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, obviously a big concern because one of those wildfires takes off. Can you imagine all the fall leaves that are on the ground? And so hopefully they'll take control of that pretty quick. 67 degrees right now. The winds have shifted. About 8 o'clock, they shifted out of the north. They're going to bring in some dry, cool air. Tomorrow, okay, not as warm, okay? 90 was our high today. Tomorrow will be about 80. We're supposed to be in the mid-70s. But again, in the long term, 7 days, 6-7 days from now, we should be getting temperatures even cooler than the 75. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment. Well, with that nice north wind that blew in tonight, we're going to be looking at a very lovely day. Temperatures will be a little cooler. In fact, there's our little front as you see it right there. It also helped to trigger all that thunder shower activity the frontal system did. And that actually is the remnants of what used to be Raphael. Can you believe it? So dry air over the area, sort of good news, bad news. Bad news is we're still in high fire danger, so burn ban is on, and we need to be very cautious with flame. Now, as you can see right about here, that storm's moving up into the northeast, actually into Canada, so we don't have to worry about it. But here is our next front. That's the big one. That's the one that's going to bring us much needed, well, rain chances and cooler weather. This is a very large Pacific storm, as you can see right about here. It's going to roll into the Rockies as the first big storm of the Western Mountain season. And the good news is for us is the low is going to be dropping down into the southwest and getting close enough to giving Texas a little bit of change, at least in the weather. Looking at your highs tomorrow, about 80 degrees for us, and you can see most of the state into the 70s, so a little bit more comfortable weather. So that offshore wind makes a big difference. That will bring us the dry air to the region and will knock the temperature down a little bit. It'll be more comfortable than it was today because it was rather warm. But as we go into the future, here's Friday. And then we go into Saturday, you can see how the winds begin to turn back around, and that pumps up the moisture getting ready for the next front. But what's going on down there? Well, down here you see the potential tropical storm. This is going to be Tropical Storm Sarah by tomorrow probably. You can see it's blowing at about 30 miles an hour. It's expected to strengthen. Now, it'll be a slow moving event because it's over land basically, and so it's not going to get going very fast, but it will bring in a lot of stormy weather into the Yucatan, and then it goes into the Gulf of Mexico. Which way is it going to go? Pretty much to Florida, because by the time it gets here, even though it'll strengthen up to a Category 1, it's going to slam into another cold front, and that cold front is going to blow it out to sea. So it's really not coming in our direction. We're looking for a lovely day down in Port Lavaca tomorrow. Lots of sun, northerly winds, always good. 77 the high temperature. That's better. And then 79 in Cuero. That's really good stuff for you guys, looking at quite a bit of sunshine. So here's a 7-day forecast. The front it came in already, so we're looking at northeast winds tomorrow. Sunny skies Thursday, Friday, clear blue skies. A little bit of cloud cover Saturday and Sunday. Monday, we start picking up the rain chance as the front starts moving down in from West Texas. It won't be through our area until about Tuesday morning, and then the temperatures start to change. We're looking for a 71 next Wednesday and probably like a 65, 66 by next Thursday. So that's only 7 days from now. So make sure you know where you left your sweater from last year, okay? Yeah, the one Grandma made for you. All right. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody, we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads a Day on your phone. And now it's over to Max with sports.
All right, thanks, Mac. Today was signing day for multiple sports here in the Crossroads. Find out a couple of the names and who we could look out for coming up in sports. Now this week we've talked about multiple teams here in the Crossroads with Edna, Cuero, Victoria West, and Calhoun. But one team who is also in the playoffs as well is the St. Joseph Flyers. They're heading in this game 6-4 overall, and they've had an up and down season, but their quarterback Aiden Aragon has been huge for the Flyers the entire year. And they got some big targets as well, again in Charlie Stefka and Luis Guerre Jr. Both of them talked to me earlier about what will it take to get this win on Friday night.
This game is one step at a time. This game is one step to where we want to be at for the future, and you know, maybe we could make it second, third, fourth round. You know,
this has they're pretty good, so I feel like me and my teammates we've practiced pretty hard all season throughout district, and we know it'll be a tough game, but I think we can pull it out.
Both Guerrera and Stefka are hoping to help their team get a massive win out in Houston against Second Baptist. That'll be Friday night at 7 p.m. But today, though, was signing day for multiple sports here in the Crossroads. We start early at El Campo, where they had 4 stars that they wanted to go over to the next level. Baseball star Lane Schultz is heading off to Midland College, fresh off a year in which he was 3rd team All-State, and the Ricebirds are sending 2 girls from softball as well. And Cameron Mears is headed to Weatherford College, and her teammate Carly Wobella is going to right around Sam Houston State out there in Huntsville, Texas. And last but not least, they also have a member from the volleyball team as well going D1 there at Adeline Hundle, who will be going to Virginia Tech. These 4 sports and 3 different sports for El Campo. Again, we were able to catch up with Wobella and Hundle afterwards, and they are excited to begin their new chapter.
The original reason why I love Sam Houston is because my dad played there. So then going there and seeing how much the girls love each other, how much fun they have playing, and just all of that type of stuff, it just made me feel like it was home for me, and I'm just really excited for it.
It's amazing. It's everything I worked toward with club and high school. It's something I've always had my sights on, and I really like the school, Virginia Tech, just by itself, and being able to play volleyball there too is just an added bonus. So it means everything to me, and I'm just super excited to go up there.
Congrats to these 4 Ricebirds on signing their new homes, and can't wait to see what they do at the next level. But over now to Hallettsville. Again, they had a couple of athletes signed today. One of them was star, basically past quarterback, but now baseball player Jorian Wilson, who is, again, he was great posing left-handed batters and an excellent power to all parts of the field. He follows in the footsteps of former Brahma Ryan Targach, who, again, had a great relationship and is ready to write his story there in College Station. Also, their San Antonio head coach there, Greg Popovich, is recovering there from a mild stroke suffered earlier this month. The 75-year-old has been out of action since then, but the team officials say Popovich has already started rehab and is, quote, expected to make a full recovery. Not only Popovich is the oldest coach in the NBA history, he's also the all-time winningest coach in the league. He's led the Spurs for all of his 29 season as NBA coach and has collected 5 championships. And Spurs assistant coach Mitch Johnson has been filling the vacancy as the interim head coach. And the team faced the Washington Wizards there tonight, and they got the win because Victor Wembanyama got 50 points there tonight for the Spurs as they got a big win over Washington. So hopefully we can see Greg Popovich on the field so he can have a chance to coach there, Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul. That's going to do it here for sports. Don and Shawna, back to you.
Max, thank you, and stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 10. We'll take a last look at your weather. Plus, you're not seeing double, you're seeing triple red pandas. New data from NASA is revealing insights into black hole evolution. Sounds like a 70s rock band. Shown here is an artist's concept of a rapidly feeding black hole in a dwarf galaxy from the early universe. Using data from the James Webb Space Telescope and Chandra X-ray Observatory, astronomers discovered this low-mass, supermassive black hole dating to 1.5 billion years after the Big Bang. Researchers say it's pulling in matter at over 40 times the theoretical limit, offering new evidence for theories on black holes originating from the first star's deaths or gas cloud collapses. These findings may provide key clues about supermassive black holes.
Interesting. Well, the Lincoln Children's Zoo in Nebraska has welcomed triplet red pandas. The 2 males and 1 female were born in August to third-time mom Tian and second-time dad Rowan.
I thought it was a stuffed animal.
Red pandas
It's a
are
real panda.
Yeah, they're endangered and facing a high risk of extinction in the wild. The zoo's CEO noted that red panda numbers have dropped by 50% over the past 20 years. So it makes these births vital for conservation and awareness efforts. Tian and her cubs will likely debut in December with names announced later. And it does look like a little stuffed animal.
I could. Where do I buy one?
I wonder how much. I don't want to find out how much the live ones cost. Probably lots and lots of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuteness for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, folks, I think you're going to like tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day, but cooler and drier with a north wind that came in earlier this evening. It's going to be very quiet all the way through the weekend. We've got outdoor plans for this weekend. Are there a couple of football games going on this weekend? Just a couple.
Oh, yeah, just a few.
All right, playoff games Friday night.
It'll be great weather for that. And then hopefully, beginning on Monday, we start seeing rain and then that frontal system that hopefully will knock the temperature down back to November levels.
All right. Well, it is time to honor a popular American snack. Tomorrow is National Pickle Day. Pickles' special day has now been celebrated for more than 70 years. Americans eat more than 5 million pounds of pickles each year, whether accompanied with a sandwich or chopped up as a relish. Pop open a jar of your favorite type of pickles, spicy, sweet, tart. You know,
I thought they were unwanted cucumbers. You know, they didn't grow to their proper weight.
So good.
But they are good. They're good.
Pickles.
I like the sweet gherkins. Those are my favorite.
Yeah,
I like
same
those
for
too.
me. Sweet,
Sweet gherkins, yeah. Homemade are really good too. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
And please join 25 News Now Sunrise Carolina, meteorologist Parker Cox, 5 a.m. Good night. Have a great Thursday.